Hey, leaders. I trust you're doing well. I'm Brian Martin, and with me is Matt Teeter. And we're excited to have you involved in this May launch of Team Leader 306090. This is a program. It's an experiment, whatever you want to call it. It's been something that has been awesome to be a part of and to lead. And so this video, we just want to make sure we're all on the same page. So it's being sent out to all the team leaders, OPs, that are involved in this next launch of 306090, just to make sure we're all looking at it the same way. Matt, anything you'd like to start us off with, or anything you're thinking as we get started?
No, we're excited. The intention of this video is to lay out the ground rules or the expectations so that we're all on the same page walking in. We'll actually give you something where we're going to put this in writing in the Facebook group as well. So we'll outline these again so you can see them in writing in that format. And this will be on the Facebook page, Facebook group, and it's going to be emailed out as well. So you're going to receive this a couple different ways. And then we're also going to lay out the bullet points in writing. So there won't be any questions. And you'll have absolute clarity on what we're going into. The one thing I'll say up front before we go through these is some of you have some regional deals that are going on or happening, meaning that the region may reimburse you or some other things happening. Now, if that's not happening for you, I apologize. Yet I do need to address it because it's such a large group of people in this launch that have some different things that are going on or that they may be eligible for if they hit certain metrics. Want to be very clear for is if that's you, you need to speak with your region directly about exactly what that metric is and how what we're about to talk about in tracking needs to be reflected both to you and to them so that you're eligible. If that's not you, hey, it's okay. In many ways, it may be simpler to be able to move forward, and your accountability is going to be with us and your OP. For those of you that have that, you're going to have the accountability with us, your OP, and your region, right? On top of that. So please, if that is you and you're in that group, speak to the region about what that looks like. If you're not, that's okay. The rest is going to apply to everybody. So Brian, let's get started on the expectations and standards.
Yeah, so since we're talking about it, we might as well start here first, right? So everybody's making an investment to be a part of this program, right? And it's a $7,500 investment. Matt and I know what it's like to run market centers. We've coached hundreds of leaders, obviously, at this point. I don't know if we're at thousands yet, but probably collectively we're pretty darn close. So we know that we wouldn't want that $7,500 to hit all in 1 month, right? It's a 3-month program. We take it over 3 payments. You've already made the first one to enroll. The other 2 payments will come out as we continue here. We just want to make sure we're all on the same page. If there's a change in who the leader is that's participating in the program, like let's say there's a team leader at a market center, they decide to step out of the role, we can put another leader from your group there, whoever's going to be the team leader, into that role, or the OP can step into that role in the program for the rest of the program, right? So it is a $7,500 investment. We do look at it in 3 payments. However, it's not like if that happens in the first month that you stop making the other payments. This is something that we've seen, and we've actually seen success through having this as a standard the way that we move forward. So Matt, you had a story that kind of came from this.
Yeah, very early on in the first program, a week or so in, the team leader didn't work out in the role, and they had an assistant team leader, and she stepped into the program and stepped into the role. And that rest of basically 2 3/4 months, basically 2 months and 3 weeks of her in that role became the trial period, the decision-making period for the OP. And I can tell you that, and we're happy and proud to say that 306090 was a part of Annie earning the opportunity to be the team leader in that market center. So it's a really cool thing that the OP and she both credit the fact that she kind of was thinking, nah, I'm not ready. Maybe I'll look at it in the future. And by being in the program for the rest of the period of time, she raised her hand and said, I'm going to interview for the job. She went out and took it and became the team leader in that market center. So really positive result for everyone. And can you imagine, okay, the person didn't work out. What do I do? I've got an assistant team leader. The program's operating. It allows that person to lay a foundation. They raise their hand with confidence and they're prepared to be our team leader. Very cool thing for the market center, for the program, and for her future story. So we're proud of her and excited to see what she does.
Yeah, we've had people that they jumped into the last month or even 2, the second 2 months of the program. We had 2 people that jumped in just for the last month of the program in our last launch. One of them grossed 10. That was the first time that Marcus Center had grossed 10. And then another person jumped in and from the same ownership, from an ownership group where they had a change in team leader, they moved to a different team leader. They grossed 16, and it's the first time they'd ever grossed that much. So it's the intentionality and focus can be transferred to somebody, because the question is, oh, will I be lost? Will I do these things? Listen, we're going to help you out how we can. We're going to help connect the dots. And the focus here is in our activities and what we do daily, weekly, and monthly, which is really what we're going to move to next. So we do have these sessions that we go through are daily. They're a 30-minute daily session on Zoom. So that being said, we know some things have been scheduled. People have, you're out of the country or something. Okay, just communicate with us when that's going to happen, right? We'll work with you to make sure you don't miss any crucial information. We're sharing resources for you, everything else. That being said, there are other things that come up, right? And we go like, oh, I have a training that day. How should we think about training, Matt?
Well, the best way to think about it is that unless specifically scheduled and customized for you, trainings are a general experience for the audience, right? And coaching is a more specific experience or customized experience directly for you. So the way we would have you look at it is that the training is also over a period of a day, and this is 30 minutes inside of that to continue the progress. Consistency compounds, and it's the way the program is designed. So what we'd like for you to do is, if at all possible, speak to the trainer or the person operating or facilitating in the morning or the day before or as far in advance as possible, and let them know when your scheduled call time is, and that for the day or a couple days of that training, you'll be stepping out to be on the call and be present for those 30 minutes and then stepping back into that training, right? That is going to allow you to stay plugged in, stay focused, get the content from that day, keep moving forward, honor the investment of the Market Center that they've made in you, right? And, miss 30 minutes of a training where you can step back in and you're going to be able to get the full picture, as well as still get the homework, still get the work that we're going to do in the program.
Yeah, the good news is with a 30-minute session, you can do both, right? So, and we just ask that in honor of the people that are teaching the training or whatever it is you're in, you proactively communicate in that like a leader, and we shouldn't really have any issues. So in the 30-minute sessions, the other thing I would add is just be on, it's on video. So we don't have people that are just like, on voice or something while everybody else is on video. Be present, meaning like if you're doing other stuff, it's a small group. We have groups up to 16 people. So we will see you, right? And it's a coaching call. So we will say like, hey, be here. It's 30 minutes. Like this is what we're doing here, right? And what I say is like, bring challenges. The beauty in this is like, we're kind of breaking things and fixing it every day. So the idea is like, you're going to have homework from the daily session. You're going to have activities that we do every day. And there's going to be something where you're going, hey, this didn't work right, or I needed to do this different, or here's something I learned. If you bring that, we're going to work with you and coach you on that. You're going to get substantially better. If you don't bring that, it's kind of, you're not really getting the full investment out of this program or what you can. So in the daily activities, here's what we have. We have a commitment in this program that we have 10 new contacts, right? Or 10 new conversations. This is with R1 and R2 agents, people with production, 10 new conversations daily, as well as 10 follow-up conversations to producing agents daily. 10 new conversations daily, 10 follow-up conversations daily. And we track that. We have a daily activity tracker, right? So it's to go take that action daily and then put the information in the activity tracker. And we do share that information, the tracker, with the team leaders participating, as well as the OPs that are partnered with the team leaders. So OPs, you'll get that as well. We'd like you to review that and see that with your team leader in in the meetings you have with them. That helps us all to be partners in this, right? The other kind of daily activity we'd have is that we work with you to assign role play partners every 2 weeks. So throughout the 12 weeks of sessions that we're going to have together, you actually have 6 different role play partners. And the expectation is there that you meet with your role play partner for at least 15 minutes, right? You're going to work through specific things that you're dealing with, or people you're going to, the calls or conversations you're going to have that day, and be able to work together on that. Matt, you want to go through kind of what we look at for like a weekly things we do?
Yeah. Now, the only other thing I'm going to say about daily as we step into weekly is that we do have homework each day. And again, before you hear all of this and have a breakdown, right? Which, by the way, we've had a lot of people that had a breakdown, a breakthrough in the first session, and that may happen. And we're here. We want you to know this. Number one, right? We're going to help you through the process. We're going to help you compartmentalize this, to break it down, to put it in action, and to make this work with you. And guess what? We're going to be there the next day to help you, and the next day to help you. And I can tell you who's going to be there every day, and it's the two of us. So we're going to challenge you to be there too. So the second thing is, and this is maybe sounds extreme, and yet we're volunteering this. And so if at all possible, and if necessary for you, right, even though you're going to have a 30-minute call with us every day, you can contact our virtual assistant and request an additional call. So we did have people in the first program that reached out and said, I'm having a problem, I'm having an issue, I've had a breakdown, right? I need your help, right? Will you work with me on something? And Brian and I, if we have the time, we'll make the time available to have another call. And I know that in our first session, 100% of those requests were honored. So again, I don't see in this session that not happening again. It would be very rare, or it'd have to be delayed a day or two. Maybe could be the circumstance would happen, and yet all of those requests were honored. So we're going to offer that. So weekly, right? Every week we're going to have you read 2 books. Yes, read 2 books. So when you're listening to this right now, if you don't have the Audible application on your phone, download it, right? And also you're going to hear me talk about it. You're going to hear Brian talk about it, right? Give it a shot and experiment with speeding up the audio, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because again, that's probably one of the biggest ahas in the first session is I sped up the Audible and I was listening to more books. And so we just want you to be open-minded to the fact that you can do this and that you're going to be able to get it done.
Matt, we had people in the first session that pushed back so hard on this, right? Like,
yes.
I haven't read 2 books like all last year, right? And it's like, you're going to read 2 books a week. Yes, 2 books a week. Yes, you can listen on Audible, or if you like books, you can buy the books and you can read them. And basically, what Matt and I did is we created a bookshelf, that we said like, in case of emergency, break glass. We're like, in case of emergency, go to these books. They're going to have the answers of really what you need to succeed as a leader in this role at a very high level. We discuss, the 2 books at the end of each week. And it's something that after the first round of this, people have actually come back. And even some of the people that push back and said, like, you're crazy. Now they're actually in the habit of reading and listening to 2 books a week going, I need more recommendations.
Yeah.
Please give me more. And it's like, they've never read that many books in their life.
Yep.
So
we get the text messages and emails all the time.
Before you push back, just know this is part of what we're doing. We're going to help you with it. It should feel overwhelming in the beginning, because when these things become normal for you, you will be succeeding at a very high level. And that's what we get excited about.
Okay, so 2 books are going to happen each week. The other thing that's going to happen each week is you're going to send an OP email recap, right? So what is that? We're going to give you 4 questions. They're very simple. We're going to give you 4 questions. Don't worry about what they are in this moment. You're going to get 4 questions that you're going to answer each week, and you're going to answer those questions to your OP, and you're going to answer those questions to us. So basically, you're going to answer the questions. You're going to send an email at the end of the week recapping the answers to those 4. It's going to go to either myself or Brian, whoever's group you're in, as well as your OP. So each week they're seeing, hey, we're making an investment. What are you taking away from that investment? And what, most importantly, by the way, outside of the investment, what help do you need from me as your OP, right? Based on the things that are happening, how can I support you on top of what you're getting from the course? So again, now, the best practice here for that OP weekly recap email is that it goes to your OP, to Brian or I, and your MAPS one-on-one coach. Absolutely. That is what we would love for you to do each week, because that's going to have the entire team wrap our arms around you and support you in getting this done. Okay. So that's the weekly side of what we're going to do. And then I'll go a step further. We do have a monthly thing that Brian and I are going to do. And so this video is a little longer because we kind of want you to feel out our personality a little bit and get into the feeling, the experience, and know what this is going to be like. And also know that it's going to be intense and that we're like, we can be fun guys. And,
we're human.
Yeah, we're human, right? And so we want you to have a little bit more time and experience with us. However, once a month, what we're going to do together is we're going to send you about a 15-minute recap, okay? And that recap is going to be primarily to your OP, to the OP, yet everyone's going to receive it. So team leaders, you need to know that Brian and I every month are going to send the OP a recap. It's going to have the tracking form, which they already have access to, and it's going to be about a 15-minute video. And in that video, what we're going to cover is 3 sets of 3 things. So we're going to cover 3 things that you guys are doing really well. And you go, hey, we haven't started the program yet. How do you know? We know you're going to have things you do well. We're going to cover 3 things that you could improve. We haven't started the program yet. What if we're perfect? I hope so. It'll make Brian and my life easier, and likely we'll have opportunity to improve. And then we're going to cover 3 things where the OPs can support team leaders at a higher level. OPs want you to hear that in this video. We're going to be giving you insights every month, right? And you're going to see them at the end of each week in the recaps. Yet every month in this video of here's 3 things that Brian and I would recommend that you focus on with team leaders that would accelerate their growth faster. So that'll be a video from Brian and I that we'd like for you to watch. We did get a lot of feedback the first round from OPs that did do that, took the exercise and took the steps as homework, and how that changed their relationship with leadership in a very positive way. So that was something that the OPs that participated in that, team leaders that plugged in, had a positive result.
The only thing I would add to that is we've been able to see, this being the month, like a full month after the first launch, we're seeing kind of the results that maybe even didn't even show up while they were in the program. People are going like, I have this now, right? Like I had somebody text me in the middle of the month. Somebody that said their goal was to gross 10. They already had 11 people in. It was the middle of the month, right? And it's like, they've never done that before. So to kind of see the other successes, we're going to be sharing that in these recaps also, because now we're going to have additional months of information like that to be able to share, hey, here's what we've seen as partnerships for OPs and TLs at the highest level, even beyond this program. A couple other things that we'll tell you, they're just resources. We do have a Facebook group, and the Facebook group includes everybody across all the different groups that are doing this launch right now, is included in that Facebook group, as well as people that were in it previously. So as you're going through this, as you're seeing some challenges, you're going to get some stuff from people that go like, I remember going through that too. Here's what I did. I remember that too. Here's a resource I have, right? And so we saw a lot of sharing of resources, a lot of sharing of systems on there. We share a lot of stuff on there constantly. So plug into that. Make sure it's something you're aware of and you're doing. Matt and I host a weekly mastermind on Zoom. And originally, this is something that we just did for as an exclusive thing for our one-on-one clients, the leaders that we coach at a high level. And we open it up to everybody that is participating in this 30, 60, 90. So those are Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Central. It's a 1-hour mastermind. That's just additional value for you to plug into. It's a different conversation than we typically are going to have on like a 30, 60, 90 session. And we have quite a few people who've gotten feedback from that. They go, this is awesome. It's like another perspective, and it's both of us together. So it's just something different. And then we've also built up kind of a library that we send out once in a while based on what we're experiencing of additional value videos. So these might be interviews we've done with leaders. They might be segment leaders. They might be people going through systems. We have technology coaches that share how to utilize command and all these different things at the highest level. So we're sharing those out as well. Really, we just wanted to make this video. We wanted to kind of introduce ourselves, give you a better rundown of like exactly what to expect here. And if there's questions at all, please feel free to reach out to us. My email, it's the numbers 306090 martin@gmail.com. And Matt's is 306090teeter, which is TETER @gmail.com. To make it easier, right? 306090 martin@gmail.com or 306090teeter. That's just TETER. Don't put in too many E's @gmail.com. And that's how you get a hold of us, probably the easiest way. Other than that, I'm looking forward to being a part of this launch with you. Matt, anything to say as we finish out here?
No, I think that's it. We're so excited for you and to have you in. The biggest thing I would tell you is if it's tough, if it's challenging, lean into the Facebook group, lean into the communication with Brian and I. If you need to, contact us and schedule another call. Lean into your role play partners, lean into the other people that are in the program, reach out and connect with them. Ask the people that were in it before, ask your OP to help and your leadership team to support you, right? Lean into your region and ask for help. What we don't want you to do is lean out or quit.
Yep.
Right. So it is designed, the design of this program is that you have the fundamental and foundational tools to hold more than 40 appointments and hire more than 10 people on a monthly basis by the time you finish, month after month, to be successful and open up more opportunities and to reach the profit goals in your organization. That you can hire multiple R2s a month, right? By having the foundation, the tools, and the systems to be able to do that. That you additionally have the ability to earn additional opportunities in the future if you continue the things that we're doing. And that most importantly, you do the things every day that are required of high performance team leaders in Keller Williams. So yep. If it feels like a lot, just know we're massively and quickly leveling you up from E to P of wherever you are to what it takes to perform at the highest level as a leader very quickly. We know that you can do that, right? We're going to accelerate those things together. That acceleration may feel quick. You're going to catch up to it. Just stay the course, stay plugged in. We'll help you through all of it. And we're really excited about it. There'll be a lot of stuff that's going to happen in the middle. We'll support you through it. And by the end, you're going to be proud of yourself that you've accomplished it. You're going to have incredible results as long as you do the work and just give it a shot. And the very most important thing is, other than sticking with it, is to be open-minded to the concepts and the ideas. Don't knock it until you try it, is kind of how a lot of people say it. Give it a shot, right? Yeah. I think you'll be surprised by maybe things you go, oh, that's not me, or that feels different, or it feels funky, or it feels right. And then you go do it and you go, wow, that worked. If we had $1 for every time in the first program, right, we'd have, a lot more KW Cares contributions we can make. That's for sure, right? If people said, I've never done that before, I did it, I didn't think I could, or I didn't like the idea, or I didn't really like the way it was said, or it felt kind of funky, I took the action and I got this enormous result. Right? So you will be doing the same thing. You will be getting enormous results. You just have to take the action.
Yep. We're happy to be in this with you. We're your partner in this, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, leaders.
Thanks, leaders.